Hey everybody, welcome to Ungaku Concept, and this is part 4 of my transcription series, where I've been transcribing Professor Oak's theme from Pokemon Red and Blue. Part 1 I transcribed the melody, part 2 I transcribed the bass part, part 3 I transcribed the harmony. If you want to see all those, then I would encourage you to look at them if you want to understand how the transcription process went along. But in this video, the transcription is complete, and I'm going to be talking about the theory behind all of this, because there's really some insanely clever stuff going on here for such a simple song, and I wanted to explain it to you. So here's something I noticed when I transcribed the harmony part, is that there's a couple different kinds of harmony going on here. These first 3 notes there, it's what's called similar motion, where they're following the same direction. The intervals aren't quite the same between each pair of notes, but they're following the same kind of direction. What I mean by this, here we have a B in the melody, we have F sharp in the harmony. The next pair, that's a fourth right there. The next pair of notes, we have D sharp in the melody, and we have B in the harmony. That is a major third. The next pair of notes, we have F sharp in the melody and D sharp in the harmony. So that's a minor third. So the intervals are different for each pair of notes, but they're each going up each time. So it's similar motion. And right here, these 2 notes is what I found the most interesting. This last 2 notes here. In the melody, we climb up from A sharp to B. And in the harmony part, we go down from E to D sharp. And what I find most interesting about this is the intervals used. This is contrary motion. It's kind of the opposite of similar motion. We have the melody going up and the harmony going down, but there's more to it than just that. This interval here is a tritone. E and A sharp, and it's actually the A sharp is the 3rd and E is the 7th, respectively, of an F sharp dominant 7th chord, which is the 5 chord of this key, which is B major, and then those resolve outward by a semitone. This this A sharp moves up a semitone to B. This E moves down a semitone to D sharp. And that is how you resolve a tritone, and that's why tritones are so strong. It's why dominant chords are so tense and 5-to-1 cadences work so well. And this is a prime example of that. That is the barest. There's no extra notes, just the tritone, and then the 6th when it's resolved. And this clearly cements you in the key of B. Like, if you weren't sure before from the opening B major kind of walk up, we have a tritone here and then resolving to really cement that key. I've been talking a lot about this though, but I think it's really important. And but moving on, this A section here starts on an E chord. All right, that's the 4 chord of the key, and it resolves over here on B, and that's pretty interesting to start off the A section on something other than the 1 chord. It's very common for sure, especially in Japanese music by Japanese composers. But I don't know, I like it. It to me, the 4 chord has kind of a sense of movement and energy. So we've got that resolving on B. And another thing about the A section is we have this call and response melody. We have the do-do-do-do-do-do. I can't sing, but that is the call, and then the response is this part here. Like this part. That does not sound finished to me. Part of that is because we're ending on a C sharp, which is not the root note, and In addition to that, the chord is the 4 chord, not the 1 chord. But here we kind of bring that home and resolve. You also might notice this A natural here. I talked about that when transcribing the melody. This A natural is the flat 7 of the key, and it comes from the Mixolydian mode, and it works very well over this. There's never any real clashing notes here, but it just sounds really cool, and it gives it a different feel than using an A sharp would. If you want to hear that, let me just bring this up. I'll bring both of these A naturals up to A sharp, and you can hear what that sounds like. I'll start back here. Gives a bit of a different sound. But I like the A natural there. It fits very well. Modes are really used for color to bring out different, to expand your options in terms of just what kind of sounds you can get. And I mean, they of course aren't all scales, but I hope you see what my point is here. This A natural is here just to bring in a different color to the sound. But there's something a little bit more important about that, and I'll get to that in just a minute. So the next 4 bars, exactly the same as the first 4 bars, save for this little chromatic walk up the bass to lead into the new section. But what's really interesting here is this key change. We are changing from 5 sharps to 4 sharps, from the key of B to the key of E, and there's something really, like, this works so smoothly. I had no idea the key was changed when I was listening to this for the first time. And it actually took me until I was a few bars into this to, like, I noticed it when I first started, but I thought, maybe I'm wrong. I should hold out and see if the keys actually changed or not. And it had. The tonal center was different. The tonal center was on E. And let me explain that. Here, we have the same kind of resolution as we had up here. We have a subdominant going to the dominant. Here we have an F sharp minor 7. Basically, we have an F sharp pretty prominently here. Whether you call it an A or an F sharp chord based on, the harmonies going on here, whatever. Either way, it's a subdominant chord. Resolving to E, which is the tonic here in these next 2 bars. Like, the melody is clearly outlining an A triad, but we just have F sharp as the lowest note here, so that's why I want to call it an F sharp minor 7. In any case, we have a subdominant to tonic resolution here, and, let me play this. Doesn't E sound like the home note? The tonal center's changed, and it's cemented with that 4-to-1 cadence, the plagal cadence. And here's what I was talking about with the Mixolydian mode. The keys, as I mentioned, B has 5 sharps, E has 4 sharps. There's only 1 note difference between the keys of E and B. That note is A, because the key of E has an A natural, the key of B has an A sharp. So using the Mixolydian mode in the key of B, the scale is exactly the same as the key as the E major scale. The only difference is the tonal center. And I think that really helps make this key change so smooth, because the scale has not changed. We've just shifted the tonal center. Over here with this A, it sounds like the flat 7 chord for a moment, but or I guess F sharp minor 7, but it's just so natural because it's using the same scale throughout. Another song that I can think of, this is the only other song that I found that I can think of off the top of my head that's done this, is Egg Rocket Zone from Sonic Advance. That's in the key of C minor, and it uses the C Dorian mode very prominently throughout it. And in the middle of the song, it changes keys to B flat, which happens to have all the same notes as the C Dorian scale, It's just that the tonal center's changed. So it creates for incredibly subtle key changes. It sounds great. It's really quite amazing. So after this, these 4 bars here. By the way, I love the energy in this section. Again, I think it's partly because of the starting out on the 4 chord here of the key. I guess the 2. It's the subdominant. The subdominant is very energetic in my opinion. But I think a lot of it has to do with the change in rhythm here. We have this these 16th notes. Do, be-doo, be-doo, do. It sounds really nice to me. And the melody is very triad based. We're just kind of playing around with the notes of the chords. Very simple but very effective. Also, I really like this walk down here. This little chromatic C natural showing up. Also, you might have noticed this right here. This kind of tense sound. This is the dominant chord. This is a B7, which is clearly outlined in the melody. B7 is B, D sharp, F sharp, and A natural. And we've got all that stuff going on. And it resolves to E. So it's just a 5-to-1 cadence. And then from there, it just repeats and goes on like that. But I just think it's important to stress just like how clever all of this is. He's just working with 3 voices. And, I listen to a lot of music with a lot of complex stuff going on. Sometimes a lot of different harmonies and things going on. And I love that kind of stuff, but there's so much. You don't have to have so many instruments to create something decently, not complex. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but there's a lot of thought that went into this. With the modes, and also for those of you who are concerned about like using 7th chords or out of key chords and things like that. This song uses just a few chords. We start on the E chord here in B, go to B, it's the tonic. Same thing here. Here we have the subdominant, the F sharp minor 7 in E. We go to E, B7, E. It's 4 chords. It just revolves around the subdominant, the dominant, and the tonic chords. That's it. That's all there is to it. There's nothing crazy going on. It's just very effective use of the basics. So I just think this is an incredible song with a lot to offer if you're willing to study it. So there will be a PDF of this transcription up on the website at ongakuconcept.com. If you've got any questions, you can let me know in the comments or email me at ongakuconcept@gmail.com. Also, if there's anything you noticed about the song that I haven't pointed out that you want to make note of, just let me know in the comments, because I'm really interested to hear what your guys' opinions are and evaluations are of this song, because I think it's really cool and I'd love to hear your opinions. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this this series. If you're just watching the analysis and you want to see how I went about transcribing this, I've got the other 3 parts, in the videos tab on the channel. So thank you for watching, and have a great week. I'll see you guys next week.